Hello, Year 6. I thought I'd do a slightly different update for you this week. So, what went well and what have we got to do next week? So, I've uploaded your daily maths and daily English activities onto the website. As well in maths, don't forget that timetable that I gave you at the start of term. You should be picking and choosing from a variety of activities to do every day, depending on how much challenge you want. Don't forget the TT Rockstars challenge. The weekly challenge is on the website, and also there's new learning on the Maths with Parents website. In English, I've added, as well as your daily challenges, a small task on the basis of the Literacy Trust Book of Hope that I shared with you last week. And although it's in the Greek folder, it is an English task based on the Percy Jackson series of books. In the Greek folder, you'll also find something to do about philosophy. That's all explained on a YouTube video on our website. There are two short science projects. One is just for fun. It's all about the eyes of different animals. If you haven't completed something from a previous week and you'd still like to do it, that's absolutely fine as well. All of these activities are intended to be standalone activities. It is not that you have to do them in the order that I have set them, so you can dip in and out of tasks. I've also put some coding ideas on there for you as well. So, what went well this week? Wow, so much. I've seen some amazing work again from so many of you. First of all, congratulations to anyone who came back to me with any questions or asking for any help with any of their learning. I am absolutely here and available to help you, and I hope that by doing that we've got you unstuck. So much great work from so many of you on those daily activities, the maths and English that I'm seeing coming through, the work on comprehension, composition. I just really wanted to highlight Ewan. He's been working very hard on his homophones proofreading work. That's something quite critical as you're going up through school, that you're going to really have to have a good knowledge of and application of. And again, some great work on spellings and even learning new IT skills, both in terms of coding, computing, and other applications. You'll see at the end I've put some artwork. Grace has been using some Adobe software to create some pop art that looks really good. What's going to help you get better? Well, even better if you take your time to plan your work. I'd like to see the plans for some of your work so that I can see the journey that you've taken. Always take time. Make sure your work makes sense. Don't send me it before you've checked it. Show me what your targets were and how you've worked against them. And just keep doing little and often to keep mixing it up and making it interesting for yourself. So here are some of the photos, learning and things that I found around and about my area for VE Day. I hope that you found a way to celebrate with your family. I'd really like to thank Dylan for sharing this amazing letter with us. His great-great-granddad wrote to his great-granddad who was stuck in Canada after his Navy ship had hit an iceberg. The description of the street party is so interesting. I think this is a great example of how letters and diaries become important historical documents. Maybe something that you have written now could become an interesting artifact in the future to tell the story of the lockdown of 2020 and the outbreak of COVID-19. I thought some of the poems that have been shared were so interesting. I've just put a few examples here. You can stop the video at any time to read them. There's just such a range. Some are funny, some are thought-provoking, some are melancholic. All of them have made me smile in different ways. Also, some great learning about Greeks. I love the idea that Dylan and Oscar have been sharing ideas about how to present different works. So the Top Trumps idea came through from Oscar and Finn has implemented it. Dylan took on some advice about learning about the alphabet and he's made an A to Z guide. Abby's lovely Spartan shield and again another alphabet from Finn. Maria's point about the goddess Athena is really interesting. She's telling me that the goddess of Athena was the goddess of wisdom in a patriarchal society. That's something that you could all go away and try and find out what she means and why that's interesting. Oh my goodness, so many fantastic book reviews this week. Here is just a selection that I wanted to show you that your work could be presented in any way at all. So we've got everything from typed up and handwritten, illustrated, just so many creative ideas. Absolutely brilliant, all of them, and each of you working on some different skills at each of those points. Again, 2 character profiles and descriptions that was part of the work from last week. Again, you can stop the video to read them in detail, but these 2 really struck me for different reasons. I'd be interested if you can find out what you thought I was impressed with these pieces of work. And as I said,
welcome
just
to this week's
some of the
updates.
more
I thought I'd do something slightly different this
Ben
week
Frost
and
work
share
that
some
was
of your
inspired
work
from last week. And there at the bottom is the one done on Adobe, but just so many fantastic learning journeys have been done this week. Well done to you, Year 6. I look forward to next week's work. Well done.